New faces in new places, wide receivers part 2, guys. Here it is. Let's go. Let's get after it. We're going to talk about the new free agents, wide receivers on new teams, and tell you exactly where and if you should be drafting these dudes.
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe across all social media platforms. Keep the comments, keep the engagement, and keep that shit talking coming. We love you at Frankly Fantasy Football. Let's go.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is the Frankly Fantasy Football Podcast. We are your hosts, Frankie and Johnny. All right, Frankie, we got wide receivers, new faces and new places, part 2. Let's go. So many wide receivers. We had to do 2 episodes.
Right.
Let's get after it here. All right, guys, and don't forget, coming up still, we have running backs, new faces and new places, running backs. And then we're going to be mocking our damn asses off until the drafts come. We got, 2-3 weeks, guys.
That's right.
And that's it, baby. Let's go.
Here.
We have real football on right now. We got to see a couple of these new faces in new places. Can't wait to talk about it. All right, let's get right after it here, Frank. Let's get right after the first guy. All right, we're going to do a little waddle. We're going to waddle around a little bit here, baby. Yeah, a little waddle action. Jalen Waddle taking off from Miami, heading over to the Broncos now. A little Sean Payton offense. Little Bo Nix action going. All right. How do you feel about Jalen Waddle now with the Broncos?
I'm torn, John, and we'll get into it. I'm real torn on this. And
He's difficult. He's difficult.
It's kind of a polarizing guy in fantasy football because not a lot of people know really how they feel. Some people love him. Some people are undecided. Some people are like, he's off my board. So let's talk about it. Guys, last year for Miami, he averaged 10 points per game, finished as receiver 23, 100 targets, 64 receptions, 910 receiving yards, and 6 tuds. Guys, his average depth of target was about 9 yards, actually a smidge over 9 yards, which is fantastic. But here's what's wild, is he's sitting at receiver 21, very similar to where he finished last year, 43 overall. If you want him, you got to get him in that 3rd round. So, John, when we coming to the Broncos here, look, man, I'm gonna outright say it's a little bit uncomfortable, right? You have Courtland Sutton, you got Troy Franklin, who looked really good last year. You got Pat Bryant, who continues to improve and looks really good. Then you got RJ Harvey, that's going to be taking some snaps out of the backfield. You got Jonah Coleman, who continues to look good. JK obviously is going to be more the running back, like actual true pure runner. So set that to the side. John, there's a lot of mouths to feed. So for me, when looking at this, I got to be honest, man, he makes me uncomfortable. I'm going to shoot you straight.
I mean, okay, let's talk about this, though. Okay, believe it or not, Bo Nix last year had the most passing attempts in the NFL, 612.
Really?
Didn't realize that until you look at those numbers. I know, wow. I had to look it up multiple times, but yeah, he had like 15 more than Stafford, 12 more than Dak Prescott, believe it or not. And they have a great defense. So that's why that blew me away. Great defense. So that blew me away. So now I looked at it and said, all right, wait, so could he support 2 receivers potentially? Because you got Courtland Sutton still there.
Totally.
So this is a 1A, 1B situation unless Jalen Waddle just completely runs away with it. 3,900 yards, 25 touchdowns out of Bo Nix. He could support those guys. Jalen Waddle can get those numbers based on what Bo Nix did last year. And you would have to think there's going to be some efficiencies that are going to get a little better, maybe a few less picks, some less sacks, I don't think they want Bo Nix running quite as much as he did.
Sure.
They probably don't want him throwing quite as much as he did, to be honest with
you. Sure.
Okay. I think Waddle is an excellent talent. I think he's a great receiver. He's been on a miserable team for a very long time, but he's had success there. He's been a solid wide receiver 2 on your fantasy team.
Totally.
Now, all of that being said, he's being drafted in the 3rd round. So he's going to be your wide receiver 2 or your wide receiver 1. The problem with him is that if you go a Josh Allen round 2, if you go Brock Bowers, or you go Trey McBride round 2, you could be looking at him as your number 1 receiver And that makes me extremely nervous. I love the idea of him being my wide receiver 2. And obviously, I'm going to back him up with a lot of other guys that I love.
For sure.
But I like the wide receiver 2 option because I do think he does have a high ceiling. He could have an absolutely incredible year with this team based on the passing volume that they had last year and his talent. But it is polarizing. Let's look at the ADP here, Frank. Let's do some would you rathers. I mean,
Definitely.
let's take this practical application. We could talk about how great he is.
Totally.
We could talk about all the stats and all the shit. But when you're staring at him on the board,
There's
like,
20
let's go
seconds
through.
left.
Right. What is our thought process when you're looking at him versus some of the other guys here? All right. So Jalen Waddle, when you're looking at ADP at the moment, he's going to be drafted right around the same round range. Let's start at Zay Flowers. Then there's Tedero McMillan, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen Waddle, Ladd McConkey. Let's just go through some of these. I mean, so you're looking at, for you're on the clock.
Yep.
Let's not assume it's your wide receiver 1.
Okay.
Let's assume it's your wide receiver 2. Okay. Give you a little breathing room, make you feel a little better about it. I assume you like Zay Flowers over Jalen Waddle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tedero McMillan,
Absolutely.
Emeka Egbuka.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because there's some injury things happening with Emeka, but let's assume he's healthy and walking in with Baker, what could be Baker's last final year. Yes, I'm going Emeka Egbuka.
Okay. Now it gets more difficult. Ladd McConkey or Jalen Waddle.
I'm going Laddie. I just thinking of Mike McDaniel's offense. We saw what Jaden Waddle did with Mike McDaniel. I'm so excited to see what Laddie can do. I actually think this is a better situation for Laddie than it was for Jalen Waddle. So for me, I'm going Laddie.
All right, let's get after ADP here. These guys are being drafted after Jalen Waddle. Davante Adams.
I'm taking Davante.
Garrett Wilson.
I'm taking Garrett Wilson.
Okay, really?
I'm taking Garrett Wilson.
I'm going to differ with you on a couple of these, for sure.
Who would you take Jalen Waddle over?
I would take Jalen Waddle over Terry McLaurin. I just think that he's got a much higher ceiling.
I would agree with that.
I would take him over Garrett Wilson. I would.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all about the numbers. It's not about the player. I mean, if Garrett Wilson if he's got a 30-40%, target rate, target share, then all right, sure. But I'm not expecting that going in. Quarterback play is going to be weak. The team's not going to be very good. They're not going to score tons and tons of points. Breece Hall's banged up. Yeah, but it's just the offenses, man. I mean, this Denver offense is going to have much more opportunity to score. I trust Sean Payton with Bo Nix and those, attempts that he had last year, passing attempts and that volume. I just trust it way more. Davante Adams is where, I'm probably taking Davante Adams over Jalen Waddle. I still think the ceiling is higher for Jalen Waddle. But depending on the roster construction, I just want those touchdowns from Davante Adams. I mean, that's how it goes.
Red zone.
Yeah. What about Luther Burden?
I'm going to take Jalen Waddle. I'm going to take Waddle there. Just like that's pretty much for me, man. That's where my line's drawn. Like, it's like when you start eclipsing. Actually, I take that back. Terry McLaurin is where my line's drawn. Like that's one where it's a little bit tough, but I'm going to go Waddle there. I just think that there's going to be a little bit more opportunity. But man, when we start thinking like Garrett Wilson as your receiver too, and you pair him up with a Justin Jefferson or a CeeDee Lamb or an Amon-Ra, that gets me excited. Or like you're talking about Davante Adams, like. Man, I mean, Emeka Egbuka, again, that's one that I keep trying to rationalize in my head. Like, don't overthink it. He's that guy. But, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, man, I'm putting Emeka Egbuka and Jalen Waddle right there, neck and neck. And it depends if I'm on the clock, how I'm really feeling. But, yeah, I mean, really, Jalen Waddle is one of those guys that I don't know if he's going to win you your league. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I struggle with as my receiver, too. Like, sometimes, man, I really want... Like Davante Adams, like finished top 10. Like you have Garrett Wilson where we've seen finish very well. Like we've seen Laddie's his rookie year, like he wasn't top 10, but he was certainly incredible. So for me, man, like, I don't know. I'm not sure about Jalen Waddle on this offense. Like there's just something there and it's probably due to the other pieces, but man, it's tough for me. He's a tough one.
And we could do this episode again in 2 weeks and have totally different takes on Jalen Waddle. He's just one of those guys.
Yeah.
I think you either are a believer in him or you're not.
Right.
And typically people go, I didn't love him in Miami. It's too much of a risk in a new team. I'm just going to pass and stay away from him. You could totally do that. These other guys you've seen in their situations, but I don't think you should sleep on it. I don't think you should sleep on it. I think the opportunity and the ceiling, I think, can be very, very high. I mean, there is a world where he leaves Cortland Sutton in the dust and is the number one and is an explosive big play guy that this team did not have last year. You watch the tape. I was listening to the fantasy footballers talk about it. You watch the Denver tape. They did not have a receiver down the field. They just didn't. There was nobody there for Bo Nix to throw to. Jalen Waddle could be that guy. And they connect on some of those big plays like that. I mean, it could be very exciting for you early on in fantasy.
Could be very interesting.
All right. Let's move on here to the next guy. Oh, Frankie, don't be drooling.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about
Don't be drooling, man. This is right up there with the AJ Brown, excitement. You're like, mangasm big time here. DJ Moore. All right. Leaving the crowded, kind of weird receiver room situation he had in Chicago. Moving on over to the Bills. Going into Buffalo with Josh Allen. He finally gets his alpha. Talk to us about it, man.
Guys, traded for a second-round pick, which means the Bills certainly invested something in getting DJ Moore. And here's the deal. Last year, everybody was pissed off, including myself. I drafted DJ Moore. It was miserable. He averaged 9 points a game, finished as receiver 32 when you probably drafted him, maybe as your receiver 1, maybe as your receiver 2. That was tough. And then he had 85 targets, 50 receptions, 682 yards receiving, and 6 tuds. And his average depth of target was 8, which is not bad, but it's not great. Guys, now he's currently sitting at receiver 28, overall 60. So in a 10-team league, he's 6th round. In a 12-team league, he's floating right around that 5th round. Holy shit, sign me up every day and twice on Sunday, 3 times on Sunday. John, this dude is exactly who Josh Allen and the Bills have needed for forever. I mean, literally since Stephon Diggs, in my opinion, and dare I say, he may even be better than Diggs was. Like, I think that the surrounding pieces are a little bit better. You have a little bit more seasoned Khalil Shakur. You have Keenan Coleman, who's really trying to figure it the hell out, if I'm being honest with you. But then you have James Cook, you have a solid offensive line, and obviously you have a former MVP in Josh Allen. So for me, man, seeing what he did in the preseason game 1, I mean, John, this is all I'm going to do to you. Right here.
I know.
Right here.
3 for 60, catches the ball out in space and looks at the corner and says, come on, baby. Come on, in a preseason game. He's like, let's go head to head right now. I mean, come on, man. That's all I had to see. I don't want him to play another snap in preseason because I don't want anyone else seeing that shit. I want his ADP to stay exactly where it is.
Right where you're at.
Right where you're at, DJ. Don't move, baby. I want him on every team, man.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. The guys who've been poo-pooing him in the preseason and offseason, it's stupid. You guys, it's Josh Allen. He's the quarterback 1 or quarterback 2 in fantasy football. Wait, I'm sorry. He's the number 1 overall player or number 2 overall player in fantasy football every year of his career. So there's no reason to think otherwise this year. You finally get him an alpha receiver who we've been begging for. This is actually an alpha receiver. Sure, he's on the waning end of his career, but this is where he can have his absolute career year this year with Josh Allen. Why are we thinking so hard about this, you guys? We saw it. We saw it in the first preseason game.
John, it gets me so excited because, guys, this is the stack. If you're looking for a value stack, is my point. A value stack. I'm not saying you got to go and get Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in the first 3 rounds, or you got to go Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson, and you're freaking out a little bit. I'm saying you can comfortably get this stack and not be shit in your pants. Like, and I'm talking DJ Moore, John, would be your receiver 2 or 3. And then you have Josh Allen as your QB. You already have your 2 running backs set. Like, you maybe went running back in round 1, Josh Allen in round 2. Then you get another running back in round 3. Then you go receiver 4. Then you get DJ Moore in 5. What more do you want?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, to me, that is gold. And it's just what an opportunity, man. You're telling me Josh Palmer's going to take reps from him, or Keon Coleman, who can't fucking stay on the field, or Dawson Knox, or Kincaid. I get Kincaid is a good player from a tight end perspective. But my Lord, man, seeing already what they're able to do together, I am so excited. And remember, this is no longer Sean McDermott head coach. This is Joe Brady as a head coach, which, by the way, is the guy who worked with DJ Moore. And so for me in Carolina, man, like, this is something that I'm literally getting goosebumps about. I'm so excited because there's very few things that I get this excited about. I'm excited to see, which is off subject for fantasy, the Rams defense, if Aaron Donald comes back. Yeah. Can't fucking wait. That's must-watch television. And the Bills offense with a true receiver one, get ready for your popcorn, right? Because James Cook was just the number one rusher last year. So for me, man, I am all over this from a fantasy football perspective, and listeners and viewers, so should you.
If you're in a keeper league, draft DJ Moore. Think about your next year's keeper potentially, because he could end up going second or third round next year. If Josh Allen zeroes in on him and he can break double coverage, because he's going to be double covered every fucking play, you've got a nice keeper there potentially as well. I think, in speaking of saying that just now, I think he's going to increase Dalton Kincaid. I think he's going to help some of these other pieces, because he will see double coverage. They never had to put double coverage on a receiver for, the Bills before. Khalil Shakir, he's going to be running around by himself out there. So it should elevate the entire offense. I'm super excited about it, man. I want him everywhere I can get him. And to have the stack with Josh Allen in your flex,
be so awesome.
It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And as far as schedule goes, let me take a quick look here. Bills schedule at Houston right off the bat. That's rough.
It's rough.
You got Detroit, you got the Chargers, you got New England, you got the Rams. You got a lot of games there. There's going to be shootouts here.
There's going to be shootouts.
There's going to be shootouts in these games. So that's excellent news for a DJ Moore when you need Josh Allen throwing the ball.
And
to win
here's
the
other thing, John, to your point, guys, even the back half of the schedule is super sexy. So think about the weather. Think about Buffalo when it's shitty. And you're like, oh, man, I wonder exactly how this is going to pan out. Well, guys, I mean, you got at the New England, you got Green Bay, Chicago, then Denver, but then you end on Miami and against the Jets. Guys, if you're doing a playoff push, oh my goodness, the last 5 games at New England, at Green Bay, against Chicago, at Denver, at Miami, Jets, that sounds like a lot of DJ Moore to me.
It sure does. Bottom line, he's a steal in your drafts. Don't listen to everybody who's poo-pooing him. He's the alpha, clear-cut, number one target for Josh Allen, the best player in fantasy football. Go get him, guys.
Yep.
All right, let's get to our next guy here. Frankie, we've got WanDale Robinson, darling of fantasy last year. He won people some leagues last year, man. WanDale Robinson leaving the Giants, rejoining with Brian Daboll, who's the offensive coordinator, with the Tennessee Titans here, man. Interesting pick here in fantasy. Talk to us a little bit about WanDale.
It's really interesting, John, too, because a lot of times when you and I talk, we find that when someone gets paid, they end up getting on the field a lot. And people are like, well, no shit. But here's why I'm saying this. 4-year, $70 million, 38 guaranteed for WanDale Robinson.
Yeah, it's
Think
wild.
about this. 4 years, $70 million. Okay, that is absolutely a cornerstone piece for your offense. Then you look at what he did last year. To your point, absolute darling. He averaged in half PPR, 11 points a game, finished as receiver 16. Guys, he had 140 targets, 92 receptions, 1,000 yards, actually 1,014, and 4 tuds. So again, WanDale Robinson being WanDale Robinson, probably one of the more predominant, especially last year, possession receivers, right? So now he's currently sitting at receiver 44. Overall 104, which means in a 10-team league that's around 10 and a 12-team league that's 9-ish. So 8-ish, 9-ish. So for me, man, this is really interesting because we know that the Titans ended up bringing on Carnell Tate. That's the guy. That's their guy. But Cam Ward is taking a step. You got Robert Saleh. You mentioned it. Brian Daboll. you end up having a decent running back room. Not anything spectacular, but it's fairly decently well-rounded for average, I guess. Like Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, you got Nicholas Singleton that we talked about in the rookie review. Check it out, by the way. If you're still waiting on rookie reviews, right here. It's really good. And so from that perspective, guys, you know, the running backs are there, but also from the receivers, you have Carnell Tate. We mentioned you have DK, you have, I'm not even going to say the name. You know, fuck you for looking at me like that. I'm not even going to say his name. You can say it. You say it, John.
Which guy are you talking about? You mispronounce so many names. It's so funny. I have no idea.
Do it. Aurora, I can't even say it. I can't even do it. I can't even do it.
Ayanamore?
Yes, thank you.
Ayanamore.
Ayanamore. Yeah. Thank you. That was super helpful. So
we would have kept going until you got it. I should just let it go.
I know. Just let it go. Just let it ride. So what my point is those two guys, yeah, as much as they actually showed up last year, you bring in a true guy with WanDale Robinson, with Cam Ward. So it gives the ability for a little bit of cushion because he's going to be really good in space. But then you have the big play guy in Carnell Tate, which is really good for WanDale Robinson. So for me, man, yeah, he's kind of interesting. Honestly, in a lot of the mock drafts that I've done, I've strayed away from targeting him just due to some of the ADP and people around him. But I'm not opposed to drafting him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole Tennessee Titans team is really tough for me.
Really tough.
I mean, I more than not, I just skip over any of those players. Maybe take a chance on Carnell Tate if I can put together a nice stable of flex options. I like having him as one of those options. I don't want to have to start Carnell Tate, but I like having him there as an option. WanDale, yeah, I mean, if you're talking 10th round, something along those lines, it's not huge risk, but I agree. The ceiling, where is it? Is there a ceiling at all? You know, I mean, you're talking about more of a possession guy, more of a slot receiver on a team that was terrible. I mean, absolutely terrible. They're not expected to be super great this year.
No.
They've got a lot of decent players, but nobody where it's just explosive and where you kind of freak out. We kind of need to see a big step forward from Cam Ward for me to have any actual respect for WanDale or Carnell Tate. You know,
I agree.
Yeah, I would love to, based on what he did, based on how they paid him. They want to use him a lot. They want to give him a lot of volume. But I mean, yeah, I want a lot of things too. It doesn't mean it's going to fucking happen.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm nervous about that. If I've got a great stable of guys, I wouldn't mind taking a chance on him.
Yeah, totally.
You know, because he could be a guy you could fill in. Maybe he is super consistent. Maybe he gets you 6-7 catches every goddamn game. You know, I'm not sure.
Full PPR.
Exactly. So maybe in a PPR situation, I'm more apt to bring him on for sure. All right, let's move on here, Frank. Get to our next guy. Next guy we're looking at, Romeo Doubs. Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Oh, God, look at
Romeo is left the Green Bay Packers, is now with the New England Patriots. So Romeo Doubs is the 2, with A.J. Brown being the 1 here with New England, with Drake May. What do you think, baby?
Man, I'll tell you what, I think he really likes his paycheck after getting paid, let me tell you. Got another big contract at the helm. Guys, here's the other deal. When you look at what he did last year, he was really interesting. I mean, he averaged 9 points per game. He finished as receiver 36, which is not bad by any means. He ended up having 85 targets, 55 receptions, 724 yards receiving, and 6 receiving touchdowns, and his ADOT was 8.5, so all really solid. What's interesting, man, is he's currently sitting at receiver 52, and I just said he finished receiver 36. And its overall is 129. So if you think about where we were talking about WanDale, you're going to probably look at WanDale or Romeo or maybe 2 of the guys on the Browns and Denzel Boston or Casey Concepcion. So really fascinating. But now let's talk about the actual scenario. So he's at the Patriots. It is crowded, John. It is not. Outside of A.J. Brown, he's the guy. But then you got Romeo Doubs, who they brought on. Obviously, they paid him, so he's probably going to be receiver 2. But then you also have Pop Douglas, who's looking fantastic in camp. You also have Mac Hollins, who looks pretty freaking good. You got Hunter Henry from your tight end perspective. Trevion Henderson, who's going to be taking some away from the receiving end. And so all of these different things, I'll tell you what, it's certainly not an issue from a quarterback perspective. I'm just like, Wouldn't you rather have, I guess, more of a high fly opportunity, like maybe like with a Casey Concepcion or maybe with somebody like that? I don't know. This is where I struggle with some of the depth with Romeo Doubs. He's not a guy I'm necessarily taking.
It's because he's not a big play guy.
Yeah.
And all that we've seen of Doubs in his past is the only way he got the opportunity was injury around him. It was the Green Bay Packers offense where there were always two receivers injured. Like you never saw these guys on the field together. So Doubs just kind of defaulted his way into target share, So now if he is the 2, is there going to be enough volume to go around to him? Potentially. Sure. Drake May, high flying offense, very good offense, The question is just, will it,
Right.
Like what is his ceiling? Does he have that big playability? Is he going to be, is he going to take advantage of AJ Brown having double coverage all the time? I just don't know. I mean, is he anywhere in the stratosphere of Devontae Smith? No, he's not. And Devontae Smith, there were times you couldn't play Devontae Smith. So it's just like, the way I look at it is how many times am I going to be able to play without an AJ Brown injury? How many times am I going to be able to play Romeo Doubs?
So let's do this. Here's what's interesting. You got Khalil Shakur and Romeo Doubs, who are right next to each other, roughly within a couple spots. Who are you taking, like between the two of them?
I think they're very similar players.
Yeah.
I really do. Similar situations, similar players. I mean, I don't think there's that much daylight between them. They'll probably finish right around the same as each other. I think that's preference, really. I mean, do you want the number 2 with Josh Allen on a great offense? Do you want the number 2 with Drake May in a great offense? I mean,
true.
Yeah, it's kind of splitting hairs at that point. Yeah.
Well, and here's what's interesting too. Let's talk about a strategy to where Romeo Doubs could work out. Like, look, man, in my opinion, if you do try to go for the stack of AJ Brown and Drake May, I am actually going to be targeting Romeo Doubs. If God forbid, if something happens to AJ Brown, I then have Romeo Doubs in the wings. Even if I don't have the stack, and I think I am going to draft AJ Brown, I still may take Romeo Doubs at the back half just as basically insurance policy of some degree. So I can look at that through the same vein then if we're talking Khalil Shakur for really DJ Moore, in my opinion. Like we've seen Shakur actually fairly ball out. I'm not going to say he was like lighting the world on fire, but roughly 140 fantasy points, which is pretty damn decent. But what do you think, man? I mean, do you think that that's a viable strategy, or do you think you're wasting a bench spot rather than trying to go for a high flyer on another squad?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make sure you got a deeper team. I don't like backing up receivers with other receivers. I don't like handcuffing my receivers. If you do that too often, I've just seen that not work out.
Yeah.
But if you got a deeper bench and it is somebody like an AJ Brown and you want to do that, I have no problem with that, especially to protect your stack. Because if you've got the Drake May AJ Brown stack and AJ Brown gets hurt, Doubs immediately shoots up and you're going to be fine. You get Doubs into your flex with the stack with Drake May. So you're not going to kill yourself there. But yeah, I hesitate to tell people to do that. You got to make sure your roster's good. You got spots in the right, because you're going to waste a space potentially with that pick, and you just clog your bench up. So be careful with that. Yep. All right, Frankie, let's get to the next guy here. Last guy we got here, Frankie, it's Deebo. What you got on my 40, homie? Come on, Deebo. Deebo's back. Okay, now back with the 49ers here, Frank.
Interesting.
All right. Hey, back with the, what is it, the electric substation that we've been talking about? Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't seem to be a thing this year, right?
Never. No, it's not like their whole team's like hurt or
everybody
or have muscle tightness. Like, no.
Tightness? Okay.
Tightness.
Yeah. Gotcha.
AKA trees aren't growing. So, yeah, it's tightness. Okay. He's with the 49ers, John. He signed a 1-year, $7 million deal. Look, man, Deebo Samuel, he's interesting. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. For me, he's interesting. He averaged 10 points a game in half PPR last year. He finished as receiver 28, a top 30 receiver. You didn't draft him to be. That's very interesting. So then he had 99 targets, 72 receptions, 727 receiving yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns. He had a very short average depth of target, which is what is a little bit concerning. It was roughly about 7 yards, which means he's not doing a lot of cardio, but he's also not getting a lot of downfield play action. So for me, guys, he's sitting at receiver 57. His overall is 149. Look, take a shot on him. in my opinion, John. Like, you're not missing out on anything, like, at all. Like, we know Ricky Pearsall. We talked about it in the other episode, in the other receiver episode with Mike Evans. Guys, there's a ton of things happening around this 49ers team to where Mike Evans isn't a pillar of health that we saw last year, except outside of last year, he has been for the most part. But last year, he was not. We've seen CMC, please stay healthy. We know George Kittle, there's issues there. We know Ricky Pearsall is no longer there. Juwan Jennings, we talked about in the last episode as well, who's with the Minnesota Vikings. Guys, there's absolutely viability within Deebo Samuel. And take it a step further. You mentioned it. He's already played here. He's been here for years. So he's walking into an offense that he already knows. There's not going to be a huge ramp-up period. Brock Purdy knows his cat inside and out. So for me, man, Deebo is certainly a guy that, depending on the week, you could start him at flex and feel pretty damn decent about it, let alone, God forbid, if Mike Evans gets hurt. And then it's just Stribling and Deebo. So for me, man, I actually am fascinated with Deebo this year for the value that you could potentially get him.
I agree. I mean, this is a team. I'm not a big Deebo guy. I don't love Deebo. Let's just start with that. But I do like Kyle Shanahan. I do like this offense. I do like Deebo's skill set of catching the ball around the line of scrimmage. That's what he does. Like you said, his ADOT's really low. He catches the ball around the line of scrimmage and gets yards after the catch.
Yeah.
They're screens. They're, fake screen to CMC and hit, Deebo right as a bubble screen or something.
Off around. We've seen that.
End arounds, things like that. So it is interesting because this receiver room's just a mess. This team's a mess. So he may emerge just because he's the healthiest at the time. So come draft time, if these guys are still banged up and Deebo's healthy, sure, take a shot on him at the end of your draft. Why not? Yeah, I agree, man. I don't expect a lot, but, he could be one of those guys that can help you out in the gym.
John, to your point, we didn't expect a ton of him last year, right? If you were walking in, you got Scary Terry, you got Jaden Daniels, you got, the tight ends from that perspective, all this other stuff. And then reality, he ends up being 727 yards, 5 touchdowns, 72 receptions, top 30 receiver. I mean, look, I'm not saying he's going to repeat that, but I'm saying there's a potential path to getting close to that. And if that's the case, that's an interesting and a very good value pick that you got at receiver 57, 149 overall.
Agree. Low risk, high reward. All right. We've got a couple of guys here that we just want to do an honorable mention. Frankie, a couple guys, one guy you like actually here.
Yeah, I do.
Tutu Atwell, now with Miami. I mean, we don't know who the one is going to be on this Miami team. A couple of injuries there as well. Very, very murky water. So, I mean, Tutu Atwell could be a guy that you could plug in play from time to time in the right matchups. The other guy, Darnell Mooney, now with the Giants. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Guys, it's super interesting. We saw the 1 year with Darnell Mooney, not last year, but the year previous, to where we saw what he's capable of at the Falcons. And then obviously some of the things that he did for the Bears. Look, they just released Juju Smith-Schuster, the Giants. They brought on Najee Harris, right? And so that they're starting to refine this really massive receiver room. I mean, when you start thinking, you got Malik Neighbors, they bring on Darnell Mooney, who is more than likely probably going to start in the slot. But you still have Darius Slayton, you still have Calvin Austin, you have OBJ, who's still technically on the team. There's a lot of things happening here that's just, and they drafted Malachi Fields from Notre Dame. So there's a lot of shit going on. So somebody's going to, outside of Neighbors, is going to end up being Jackson Dart's guy. Like we saw it with WanDale Robinson last year. I'm not saying we're going to see Darnell Mooney be WanDale. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying there's going to be another mouth there. And now it could be tight end. Let's be honest. It could be Isaiah Likely that takes that. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, in my opinion, man, Darnell Mooney's interesting. And there's something there that I just keep going back to. Like, could he be a guy that's the waiver wire darling of the week? Like, that's where my mind goes. I'm not saying to draft him. I'm saying, though, to keep tabs on him. Because through the year, we could see him, oh, shit, maybe we do need to actually spend some cash and pick this dude up. He could be a pickup like that of a poor man's WanDale Robinson at some point. So that's all I'm saying. It could be very interesting.
All right. I agree, man. Keep an eye on him. All right, Frankie, that is the wide receiver. I got to fly here. God, get out of here. Oh, I'm trying to close the show, guys. Come on. How did I get a fly in here? Jesus. That is the wide receiver Part 2, new faces in new places. Guys, we still have running backs to come to complete the 4-part series of new faces and new places. So stay tuned for that. What else are we going to be doing here, Frankie?
Guys, we got mock draft central coming your way. We already, John, we got another request for a shout out to somebody from Instagram. It asked to do a Superflex, 12-team Superflex draft. So guess what? We got you covered. Guys, keep those coming. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us the picks you got coming. Give us scenarios. If you already know your pick and you're struggling in your mocks to who you should decide between, float it to us. We're happy to help you out. As we said on the last episode, Johnny and I are psychos, guys. We're up to over 140 mock drafts. It's absolutely a problem. It's a problem. So use us. Let us be your problem, and then we'll help you make gold for your fantasy team.
God, I'm going to get rid of this damn fly. Unbelievable, man. All right, guys, we got you back. We got you ready, getting ready for your drafts. We got them here in a couple of weeks. Let's go. May the fantasy gods smile upon you. Bye.